Hello and welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with another pick a card reading finally. It took a minute for me to do one of these. I feel like I haven't done one in a minute, so I thought it would be very fitting to do one, especially considering we just came out of Friday was the 8-8 portal or 8 portal, Lionsgate portal, and it's all about, like, you know, bringing in your manifestations, clarity, just expansion. It's all about, it's like a really great day to kind of call in what it is that you're trying to bring into fruition, as well as, you know, focusing on your goals, focusing on your plans, that type of thing. We also have today on Saturday the full moon in Aquarius, so I thought I would go ahead and just tap into that that energy for both days. Yeah, because I feel like it's still, that 8-8 energy still feels like it's still kind of prominent, even though it was on Friday. I still feel like it's still kind of with us because it aligns with the full moon in Aquarius. All right. If you hear any background noise, I do apologize. The AC is on because I'm somewhere that is very hot, even at night. So you may hear the AC click on and off as we go throughout this video. Also, as you are listening to the video and listening through, you know, take time to subscribe to the channel. That helps me get out on the algorithm and reach more people, which is what I'm trying to do. Trying to build a great community over here for those who enjoy tarot and oracle card readings, and who, you know, are of like mind. Also, like the video, share the video, especially if you think someone may benefit from this reading. What else? Let's see, and sorry for the background noise if you hear that. Yeah, like, share, leave me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know if the video resonated. Do all the things, please. Also, you should be on your screen. You should have chosen a pile, but if you are drawn to all or each pile, go with your intuition. There may be a message in there for you in all 3 piles. Okay. So I plan to have more of these types of readings, pick a cards, as well as collective messages. I will also do an all signs reading here pretty soon. I have a lot coming up, so stay tuned for me. Okay. And also, it's so many planets in retrograde, but Mercury is also in retrograde. I believe it comes out of retrograde on the 11th, but you know, we'll have that after period or shadow period before it actually goes direct. So yeah. You know, so there may be some stumbles on words, you know, little mishaps here or there. I may have to stop, you know, just all the things. So just don't hold it against me. You know, just go with the flow. All right. So you should have made your selections by now. You could have also made your selections right now as you're looking at the piles right here. But we're going to go ahead and, excuse me, and get started with pile number 1. Also, any decks that I'm using, which I finally was able to get my box of my tarot and oracle cards out of storage, and because as you all know, I did move, or at least I did say something about it. So yeah, I can use more of my decks that I have. Okay. And sorry for the sniffles as well. Allergies are kicking my butt here and there, so yeah, having to deal with that. And then also, whenever I get ready to do these readings, for some reason my nose wants to run and I get all the sniffles and all the things. But y'all feel me, and I may occasionally need to get a drink of my tea over here. And I think I'm going to do that right now before I get started with pile number 1. Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so pile number 1. We are starting right here, about 521. So with the clear quartz, you got clear quartz if you chose pile 1. And clear quartz is all about clarity, which I mentioned. Clearing negativity, like anything. You can use clear quartz if you don't have anything like, you know, Santo Pio, y'all know what I mean. The Santo, I don't know, I'm drawing a blank on that, but y'all know what I mean. Or like the incense, or any type of cleansing type incense. If you don't have any of that on hand, you can get a crystal and go through, you know, different areas of your house, apartment, whatever, and cleanse your space and cleanse yourself. You can also do, because I'm, for some reason, right off the bat, I'm getting maybe this pile needs to do like a spiritual cleansing. It could be, you know, taking a shower and cleansing yourself with, you know, protection herbs, or something that's herbal, like eucalyptus, rosemary is also good, lavender as well. And lavender is one of my favorite scents, along with vanilla. Yeah, so for some reason I'm hearing those scents or whatever. But yeah, I'm getting spiritual cleansing, and someone, or this pile right here, pile 1, needing to possibly cleanse themselves or cleanse their space. Okay. And then we have with clear quartz, this is all about kind of regulating the system, regulating your system, again, cleansing. So this could even be like just cleansing your mind. You know, sometimes I will even put like crystal quartz on different parts of my body, just to kind of cleanse, because it's kind of like one of those all-purpose crystals in a way, where you can, you know, put it on different points of your chakras on your body, and different points, and kind of send that energy to that area, you know, if you believe in all that woo-woo stuff, which I do. And instantly, for me, you know, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, I always instantly feel better when I do that. It's just what I do. You don't have to believe it. Yeah. So, and this is all about grounding. Like, you can ground with this, especially if you maybe like go out in nature and you go barefoot, you know, get that grounding type energy. You know, take a crystal out with you, preferably crystal quartz, and it can kind of regulate you like that as well. Just some ideas for you and things that are coming up that I'm listening or hearing in my mind. So yeah, and I'm just giving myself a chance just in case I have any other intuitive messages for anyone, or for pile number 1, before I pull the cards. I also get the sense of maybe this pile dealing with relationships. Could be family, could be, you know, romantic friendships as well. There could be a need to cleanse those as well. Maybe like some healing should be happening. Maybe something happened within the relationship, or friendships, or family relationships, family dynamics, where some people kind of got into an argument, and there needs to be some reconciliation, healing, coming through. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm feeling for pile number 1. As far as intuitive messages, we're gonna get into the cards, and I'll leave the crystal right there, and we'll spread these out. And I may even pull an affirmation card for you all. I think I will do that. Hold on. Get my little affirmation cards that I've made. on my index cards here. And we'll have that off to the side until we're ready for them. Okay, got these down here. Let's spread these out. See if I can get that into the camera. And I can. A little bit. Okay. I hope I'm not coming down with a cold, because I feel kind of icky right now. All right, let's take a look at these cards here. And sorry if you hear my laptop is also up. You may even hear like some little soft sounds in the background. I'm gonna try to turn it down because I don't want no copyrights. Okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, my laptop is up, and sometimes it also makes noise as well. So, you know, just bear with the sister. You know, I got these different sounds. Acoustics in this apartment, so yeah. All right, so we're gonna get started for real as far as going through the cards. I had a chance to really look at them, and I'm getting a lot already. So with the King of Pentacles, right off the bat here, King of Pentacles. I really feel like this is dealing with like dependability is what's coming to my mind right now. And if you look at the card here, it's kind of hard to tell, but expression kind of on his face. I think you can kind of see that now. But he looks kind of like in deep thought. And he's kind of balancing that pentacle on its on their thigh or whatever. And for me, it just makes me think of, you're trying to find balance, right? You're trying to find stability here. So something that for pile 1, I'm getting like healing surrounding something to do with stability, as well as finances. Because Pentacles is all about, you know, finances. You're trying to balance something out. Trying to figure out how to make something work. And it's also like a city background, or a city in the background. Yeah, I really just get like just this need. I'm just hearing like dependability, like you're trying to figure out who you can depend on, who you can call for help. I'm also getting that help. This could also be because right after that, the Three of Swords is here, and this is all about like heartache, pain, something breaking down, like a breakup, or something ending abruptly and harshly. So again, I did mention like healing around family members, or but this is more so like romantic relationships. But it can be to me, it can be like a breakdown of some kind of family dynamic or friendship, because you have the threes there, or the Three Swords there. So this could be, maybe this is something related to like a relationship. Maybe it broke down because of finances, I'm guessing. Maybe this is what you're dealing with for this 8-8 energy, as well as the full moon in Aquarius. Maybe you're needing to look at your relationships, look at you know, how they're serving you, but also look at how you can balance them, especially if it's something to do with money matters, especially if you're like struggling when it comes to your money matters. Yeah, because with the Pentacles there, and then you have the Three of Swords following, I feel like for sure this is something having to do with finances involving a romantic relationship. And something needs to be healed surrounding it. Maybe it's a case of one partner putting in more work than one of the other partners in the relationship, and there's something's out of whack, something's out of balance, and it needs to be balanced. Yeah, you're looking, it's like stability. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Cups here. And this is all about, to me, it's kind of like being in transit, moving on, moving forward. And you have that cup in your hand, or the cup in the hand. It's, you can't really tell if it's empty or not, but it looks empty to me. And so I'm getting like a cup not filled. You know, you're not fulfilled in whatever this relationship was before, and now you're moving forward. Even though you may not necessarily want to, you could be moving forward from it, or you may need to try to figure out a way to make it work if you're still in this energy and you want to try to make it work. So yeah, but what I'm gonna do, I do like to go through each card and just kind of see, you know, if more messages could come out as well. And just so y'all know, I'm on point. But I interpret my cards, or the cards, the way that, you know, I like to interpret them. I always speak on what I see, what I feel, despite what the book says, but I just do it as a way to get that added those added messages in, if that makes sense. All right, so we're gonna look at King of Pentacles. I feel like I'm getting a cold. I hope not, especially having a cold in the summertime is like the worst. It sucks. So my throat feels weird. Okay. Let me take a sip of my tea here. And it could just be my allergies, y'all. Maybe some of y'all are dealing with the allergies, because I wasn't feeling like this earlier, so this is the first time I'm starting to feel like this, actually. All right, so the King of Pentacles, what the book says, it says that the king has all they've ever wished and fought for, and all their material dreams have come to fruition. Didn't I mention that? Especially with the 8-8 energy that we just came out of on Friday, or this past Friday, and then Saturday, full moon in Aquarius. Yeah, because I feel like Aquarius, you know, it's all about setting those plans into motion. Aquarius is like very Aquarius is very technical, you know, technically savvy, very to me, they're they kind of put me in the mind of like Capricorns in a way. They're very like business savvy, but on the tech side of things, like a technical side of things. And they just, you know, they just go for it. They just go for what it is that they want. And so, you know, yeah. All right. So getting back to the book and what it says the king has all they've ever wished and fought for, and all excuse me, and all of their material dreams have come to fruition. Though they have so much, they are not miserly. I don't know what that means. But instead, trusting and extremely generous. They love to see others succeed as they have, and will definitely, be willing to lend a helping hand if needed. If you are the king, don't be stingy with your time and money. Donate your skills, wisdom, and possibly money. You'll feel truly fulfilled after spending the time to help others. So, what I get from this, like message additionally, is that there could be a situation where there's something surrounding money, and it has to do with relationships, because we have the Three of Swords smack dab in the middle. And I feel like the middle, my spread, the middle usually deals with the past, present, future, right? And so I feel like it could have been a thing where both parties in the relationship were, set, financially. Everything was going well, but then there was like a breakdown of some sort, some kind of betrayal, some kind of heartache. Something happened, and it happened abruptly and very, very harshly. And I feel like it had to do with money. Maybe there was a situation that happened and one partner couldn't, pitch in, and only one partner can. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of like an unbalanced, or it's something that's not balanced. Yeah. Okay. And the Three of Swords, we'll go through that as well, and then we'll get to the Oracle and wrap it up with the affirmation card that I'm gonna pull for you. Okay. And let's find the Three of Swords here. Okay. So with Three of Swords, it says you're in for a stab of betrayal or heartbreak, heartbreak. Someone close to you has hurt you deeply, betrayed your trust, or has been deeply inconsiderate to you. I'm really getting the sense of that word inconsiderate. Like, I really feel like someone was putting in more effort in a relationship, and someone was ungrateful, maybe, because I'm getting the ungrateful energy, not being appreciative of what someone else was doing for them, or was doing for them. Sorry. Yeah, I get real inconsiderate energy, especially with that Three of Swords, and they may have done something out of spite in a relationship of some sort. It could, be family, friends, whatever. Okay, let's continue. You don't have to toughen up. It's okay to feel pretty shitty about the situation. Yeah. It hurts. If you haven't experienced this pain, do a little soul searching and make sure you're not treating anyone else poorly. So if it's on the other hand, which I don't feel that way, I feel like this is one partner, my collective here for Pile 1. You all may have been the ones putting forth the effort, and not just financially, but emotionally, what I'm saying, keeping things going, and one partner was not as receptive to it, wasn't putting in any work. I could also get, since a full moon is in Aquarius can be someone who's also, it's an air sign, so it can also be very cerebral, very to themselves, very about business. Like I said, they kind of remind me of Capricorns in that way, and they can be kind of nonchalant, very stoic, if that makes sense. And so that could also be something that Pile 1 has been dealing with in their relationships, and this could have caused a breakdown in that way. Okay, and so now we're going to go to the Knight of Cups. and then we'll move on. Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups, where are ya? I'm drinking cold tea, but I might need to drink some hot tea. Because, I just feel weird. I hate that feeling. Again, having summer colds is like the worst colds, in my opinion, to have. Alright, so Knight of Cups. We have, it says, this knight is confident, charming, and wonderful to be around. They instantly draw you in, but be aware that they're not focused on you. They're focused entirely on their cup and are constantly looking for those brand new feelings of love and passion. This is a relationship that won't last for too long, or last for long, as much as you'd like it to. Sorry, y'all. If the knight is you've been chasing feelings a little too much, and need to take the time to nurture your existing friendships and relationships. Yeah, what did I say? Like, I feel like with the Knight of Cups, especially, and it is very, very fitting, because being with that, being that it's a full moon in Aquarius right now, I just really feel like, yeah, if you've been the person that has been putting in so much effort and it's not being reciprocated, it's time to move on. It's time to, shift your focus. Especially if they're not receptive to, wanting to change their ways. They want to remain in that stoic, nonchalant energy. Then yeah. And now, if on the other hand, and I feel like it could be a small collective of you, not just, not the larger collective of Pile 1, but if it's reversed, or you could be a cross watcher too. I don't know. If you're not, giving equal effort in, your relationship, then it could be a time to maybe let that go. You know what I mean? Or, try to figure out a way to compromise and come together, and figure out where you want to go from here. You know what I mean? And if things are not necessarily working for you in this relationship, then, you have to figure that out as well. Okay, so now we're on the oracle portion of this, on the bottom row here, and we're going to go to stepping into stillness. Okay, all right, and with stepping into stillness, it says, my power is born in the majesty of silence. So because it aligns with the King of Pentacles, I feel like, well, yeah, and then they have like similar like facial expressions. I don't know if you can really see hers and the guy's expressions there, but they seem to have, to me, this is like with the stillness, you're even though, like I said, in the past here, this is past energy, you've got your King of Pentacles this is just like additional messages for me. I feel like there's a lot of contemplation, but because we also have rest and reconsider over here, but I feel like even before this energy with the Three of Swords, there was a period for you to be kind of thinking, so this is probably something that's kind of been happening a while now, and this energy, the 8-8 portal, the full moon in Aquarius, this energy is sort of kind of springing back up. It's kind of being, a light is kind of shining on it, especially with so many planets in retrograde, especially Mercury. That deals with our communication and how we speak to each other. Technology as well can be impacted, and so there's a lot of miscommunication going on. There's a lot of breakdown of systems going on as well. So yeah, so this could have been the energy of being still, being to yourself, trying to figure things out. And that could have also been the other partner, sort of not, maybe they don't know exactly how to not be stoic. Maybe they don't know, what that is they're feeling, and they need some support, they need some help. And so with that being said, if that is the case and they, want to do better, they want to, make things work, if they are receptive to that, then I would encourage, to hear them out. But if they're not, then yeah, you know what I mean? Okay, and so then we have, let me look at this card, make sure there's no nudity. Okay, it's not Tanit or Tanit, and it's pleasure. It's kind of backwards, so yeah. But with this card, I feel like this is all about, again, sort of, if things are not serving you right, if things are not where you want them to be, like you have all these other areas that are good, but this one area, this one relationship right here, is not doing you a good, doing you a good service. It's not, getting you to where you want to go. Then now would be the time to reevaluate that and figure out where you want to go from here during this energy. Okay, and so then we have rest and recover. I mentioned this card before, and it's very fitting for Mercury retrograde as well. I feel like with the rest and reconsider, I think I said rest and recovery. I meant rest and reconsider. Yeah, I really feel like with that card, it's all about, trying to figure out where you go from here. Not making any, rash decisions yet, but also just kind of seeing where your feelings are, as well as with your partner, whether it be a friendship, whether it be family, whether it be the romantic relationship, which I get strongly that it's a romantic relationship here, but it could be, again, like, family dynamic or friendships, but only for a small number of my pile one. Okay, but yeah, just definitely, it's short and sweet, straight to the point. Rest and reconsider. Reconsider, rest on it. Again, with us stepping into stillness here. Just take the time to feel things out, figure out what makes you, feel good, what it is you need, personally, and go from there. So that's the energy that I'm getting for pile number one. I'm gonna pull a affirmation card for you. Yes, I am bringing those back. I just wanted to kind of change it up a bit, because I had been using that one deck of cards, so I want to switch back to my own affirmation cards that I've written out. And again, don't come from my handwriting. I am going to redo these. I'm going to get some more index cards and kind of make it a bit more, my handwriting a bit more aesthetically pleasing for myself. Okay, that looks like it wants to come out. Okay, and so the affirmation here is, I take care of my mind, body, and soul. I take care of my mind, body, and soul, and don't come from my handwriting, y'all. Okay, so yeah, I definitely think the focus, and even with the Knight of Cups, is very much about the self and focusing on not relationships necessarily, but focusing more on what it is that you need personally. All right, so definitely have that focus on yourself, and focus on how to better yourself during this time. It's all about self-improvement. That's what I get for I take care of my mind, body, and soul. Your mental health, your physical health, all the things. All right, so power one, that was your reading for the message for the 8/8 message, as well as the full moon in Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down in the comment section if this is where I leave you. Let me know if the reading resonated, how it resonated. If you feel inclined to do so, comfortable doing so, do that. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel because I have more of these readings coming up soon. And yeah, that's where I leave you. Bye. Have a good night. Well, it's night when I'm doing this, but if it's not night where you are, have a good day. All the, all the things. And yeah, bye. All right. Okay, we have pile number 2, and I'm just making a mental note here of when this is starting up. So yeah, I'll start here at about 3:35:50. Okay. Yeah. Make sure I mark my notes there. Let's see, 28 was okay, pile number 2. Let's see, actually, not 35. Let's say 6. 36:30 actually. Okay, that's where we're starting at for pile number 2. All right, so pile number 2, we have pyrite or fool's gold. And pyrite is all about your protection, but it's also about abundance, prosperity. I get the word wish fulfillment here. Positive energy, like, if you want to, get into a better mood, hold some pyrite, and that can kind of help you. I also get willpower, determination, the willingness to succeed. And if you hear the AC cut on, I do apologize. Hopefully, I did kind of do like a, sound check. So you should be able to hear me pretty good, even with the AC going on. But it's hot here where I am, even at nighttime, which is when I'm doing this reading. So the AC stays on, okay? And again, I will, have the decks that I'm using down in the description box. As you're reading or listening through this, leave a like, like the video, share the video, especially if you think someone may, benefit from this. Subscribe to the channel, and do all the things, y'all. Okay, we're gonna get started. Okay, and I'm gonna pull get these cards set out here. So intuitive message, because I just felt real scattered right there, tripping over my words, even though, as I mentioned, it's Mercury retrograde, and I believe there are a few other planets in retrograde as well. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting real scattered energy. Maybe you're kind of indecisive on what to do, what decision to make. Maybe you have a lot of options, because I see the 8 of Cups out here. You have a lot of options to choose from. Whenever I see like multiple cups, it always makes me think of multiple scenarios, multiple choices, that type of thing. Excuse me. Children could be significant as well for you, because I see 2 children on the cards. Or not 2 children, 3 children actually. Looks like a set of twins on one card, and then a young child on a young boy rather on this other card here on the bottom. But we'll get to that. Someone may have a black cat or like black cats. I love black cats. But for some reason it kind of stands out, the black cat here, as well as this sunflower. Some of you may like sunflowers. Okay. I'm just looking at these cards to see if I get any other things that come out before I start. Any like intuitive messages that may want to come out. Also, some of you may be going camping, or like mountains. You're in the mountains, because this makes me think of like a mountain formation, rock formations. This pyrite, as well as there are mountains in the background of this card here, and it's at night. So I'm getting camping at night. I'm also like in the heat of the night. Maybe some of y'all, I know I watched that show when I was younger with my grandparents. That used to be one of my grandmother's favorite shows. So I don't know, that's kind of random, but that could be for somebody. In the night. Maybe some of you left this because 8 of Cups. And this person is like it's like they're going on an adventure. They left somebody left in the night. Left at night. That's what I'm getting. Left overnight, or overnight stay, or something like that. Okay. But anyway, so, and this is, even though it's kind of, it kind of looks like an eclipse too, but it's kind of full too, so, you know, that's also very fitting with the full moon as well. Even though it's kind of not black, but it's like a moon, it's like a sun, the moon is like covering their sun in a way. So, and then, yeah, this background is kind of dark back there, so it kind of puts me in the mind of like an eclipse, or solar eclipse, or lunar, I don't know. One of those. It's an eclipse, okay? Is what I'm kidding. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go through each of these 3 tarot cards. I'm gonna read from the book. I'm just doing it for additional messages as well. But yeah, and I kind of went through 8 of Cups, but yeah, I'll show it again. This is 8 of Cups here. But yeah, I get the sense for pile number 2 here that some of you have like a lot of options, and maybe you are kind of stepping away from it, because the character in this card is leaving, or like moving away from the cards, or moving away from the cups. And it's funny because, yeah, it's like leaving something behind, because the cups are like way across here in the, you know, foreground, and the woman is in the background as if she's like leaving, or I'm saying woman, I don't know if that's a woman or not, but the figure is what I'll say. You know, take it as it resonates. But they're leaving the cups behind. So maybe this could be like being dissatisfied with the options, maybe. Maybe it could be like there's so many options that you can't choose, that you're kind of indecisive. Some of you could be Libras, because Libras can be very indecisive, being one myself. But I just get the sense of having so many options to the point to where you can't really decide what it is you want to do. And so leaving, you know, it helps you to kind of get into your Queen of Wands energy, which is the next card here. And to me, the Queen of Wands is like someone who's very like astute, very hands-on, very in your face, very much about their business, and you know, kind of take no shit basically. And I feel like that's the energy, the present energy that you're in here. Okay. And there's a mountains on the back here of this card as well. Back there. Kind of like little mini mountains back here. Maybe there's like obstacles to overcome too that you're dealing with, or you successfully, like, you know, you're getting through them. Okay, and then we have the Four of Swords here, which, you know, right off the bat, you know, you see someone here laying in the bed. They have the sword like right above them. Again, I get obstacles to overcome, or you're overcoming obstacles. I also get like a thing of like one after the other, something out one after another. I think I'm gonna pull an additional tarot card for you too, for this Four of Swords, only because it's kind of interesting. It's kind of I don't like to end it. I don't like that being the ending out card. Really? You don't want to come out? Okay. I'm gonna laugh. Oh my goodness, it was stuck. I'm gonna laugh if that was a card. If that's the card that's meant to clarify this Four of Swords here. Okay. So let's clarify the Four of Swords here. Maybe you can get more information on what exactly this Four of Swords energy is about. But I get like being at wit's end. The lady has her hand over her face and she's just like, you know, F. As well as like the swords kind of like hanging up there. They look like they're kind of on the wall, but they look like they're hovering right above her face and body. I almost feel like this could be pile number 2. You could also be like in a state of like feeling like something could happen out of nowhere. Like there's always something happening, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm laughing at something, y'all. That's a funny meme. Oh, let me see. Okay, yeah, that's the one. Okay. Okay, yeah, so we have the hangman here. So yeah, the hanged one, or the hanged one is what it's called here. Yeah, I just really get like this very upside down energy, like very, like y'all are like in a weird energy here. You're trying to figure out where it is you want to go from here. You know, you're trying to figure out. Yes, I am doing something over here to the side. Sorry guys, it's on my computer here. I'm just trying to respond to something. I'm sorry. I have to because it's hilarious. But yeah, so also having like those squirrel moments, y'all. But anyway, yeah, I just feel like you all are trying to figure out you're trying to figure something out. Like, where you go from here. I keep hearing that. Where do I go from here? But yeah, you're just like here. This energy right here, you're just over it. Like, you're over it. You don't care anymore. You're just like, I'm done. You know, I'm gonna lay down and just try to get the, you know, the situation to fix itself in a way. Even though the hanged, because here's the thing, even with the hanged man or the hanged one, even though this person is kind of like upside down, hanging upside down, it doesn't mean that they don't necessarily know, you know, what it is that they're doing, because they're, you know, looking at things from a different perspective. They're able to, you know, figure things out. So whatever it is that you're trying to figure out here with the Four of Swords, it's going to put you, the Hanged One, it's going to put you back in that Queen of Wands energy, excuse me, where you know, push forward. You know, you figure out what it is that you're needing to do. Because, again, this is all about this energy, the 8-8, the full moon in Aquarius, you know, very, you know, mind oriented when it comes to figuring things out. And Aquarius is very good about that. They're very technical, very hands on about things. And so this is, you know, and we do have swords out here. We have cups, we have wands, we have swords. So yeah, air energy, fire energy, water energy. So yeah, this is all, you know, about emotions, passions, things get heated possibly. Yeah, but there's a need to, if you haven't done it already, there's a need to change your perspective on things. Okay, change your outlook when it comes to the Four of Swords. And I mentioned with Pirate, it's all about, you know, positive energy. So taking the time to figure out or not figure out, but see things in a different light. Like get a different opinion, you know, or a second opinion rather. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go to the oracle portion of the card. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I said I was gonna go through the book and go through these cards here. I don't want to deviate from that. Okay. So we have the Eight of Cups here. Okay. And so it says the Eight of Cups, it says it's tough, but whatever you've been pouring all your love and emotions into, you need to step away. I think, yeah, I mentioned stepping away, trying to figure it out. You know, things have kind of become, this is like being overwhelmed with choices and decisions and all this other stuff. And it's like, now I need to go figure something out. You know what I mean? I need to figure out what it is I'm about to do. Okay, and so let's see. It's just not working out. Yeah, it's time to say goodbye and move forward. It might be very difficult. You've invested a lot of your time and energy into this after all. But wisdom comes from knowing when something is hopeless, learning from it and moving on. So yeah, I really just feel like, yeah, you're trying to figure it out. You know, you're like, you know, do I stay or do I go? Do I, you know, sorry y'all. Do I stay or do I go? Do I just completely, you know, leave it be? Because especially with the Queen of, sorry y'all, with the yawning and stuff and the distractions. Speaking of which, let me just That way I don't keep getting distracted from that. Even with the Queen of Wands, it's like you kind of know what it is that you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Even though you do have like decisions to make, you know deep down what it is you want to do and what you need to do. So, yeah, I just feel like by you stepping away, you being in like that energy of, you know, going after what it is you truly, truly want and making a decision that you need to do, you'll get to that hanged one energy. And even though you may have to kind of go through some loops or go through some hoops, jump over fences, you know what I'm saying, go through some obstacles to get to where it is you want to get to. You know, there's no mountain that you can't cross or you know, get over or go around or whatever. You're going to figure it out. Okay? All right, so Queen of Wands. Okay, it says, the Queen is bursting with life and infectious energy, and you can help feeling like you could take on the world when you're around her. Her confidence and go and get to itness is so powerful. She motivates you to do shit. If you're the Queen, life is giving it all to you right now. Good luck, ideas, friends, promotions. So channel this bounty into confidence. You know your strengths and weaknesses and how to utilize all your skills to get what you want. So get it, girl. Yeah. I again, with all the things that they just mentioned, it just reminds me of these different cups, like these different cups that you can pull from. But there's so many things going on that you needed to kind of step away with this Eight of Cups. Even though you are in, you know, that go get them state, you know, it's still kind of stressful. It's still anxiety inducing, and you need to kind of go relax with this Four of Swords. Even though, you know, there's so many things to get done, there's so many decisions to make, you have to rest, you have to get it together. You know, it's all too much for you. So that's why you're having to kind of walk away and, you know, take a rest. And they also had in pile number one, this pile may have been drawn to pile number one, because in that card there was one of the oracle cards was rest and reconsider. And so, yeah, maybe there's a message in there for you. Where in the heck? Okay, yeah. All right, so Four of Swords. It starts out with the struggle is real. It says, and you're goddamn exhausted. You've been putting time and energy fully into all the outer aspects of your life, like friends, your relationship, or your job, and you have forgotten to take care of yourself. Yeah. You are worn out. Like I said, you're exhausted by all these different cups that you have to pour into, the different things that you have to do. So yeah, you definitely need a rest. You need a break. But yeah, it says you are worn out, so take a break, relax, close your eyes, meditate, take a nap, do what you need to in order to recharge. Yeah, and whatever is like sort of bothering you, as far as if this is a situation where you need to make decisions or figure out how to get other things done, this could be as simple as, you know, maybe delegating, asking, reaching out to people for help. Yeah. And maybe just trying to find different approaches to, you know, tackle things. All right, so now we're on the oracle, and it says giving birth, and it says I am bringing forth new and dynamic energy into this world. Giving birth. And so yeah, this is all about like creativity, and when I see the Queen of Wands, I think of someone who is very passionate, very creative, you know, very get things done. And so giving birth, this is also, it's funny, this person or the woman in the card here looks like she's being birthed from this bubble or egg or whatever it's supposed to, I think that's what it's supposed to symbolize. Yeah. you know, when you take this rest, when you take this time to kind of step away and figure out your next moves, figure out what it is that you need, want. Even though I feel like pile number 2 is y'all already know what y'all need to do. You just kind of need to get the plan solid, if that makes sense. And so once you have that plan solid, you're going to be rebirthed, because this is also like a woman kind of like in a resting state. Okay, and then we have soul forgiveness here. Just kind of covering, it's not really showing anything, but I don't, sometimes things can be weird on here, so just want to make sure I'm not showing anything that it could even be perceived as something weird. You know what I mean. But this is Imbo Kumi or Como. I can't even say it. If I'm butchering this name, I do apologize. But Imbo Kumu. But it's soul forgiveness. And I really just feel like this is more so just like giving yourself grace, right? Even though you've kind of gotten so far off to the point where, you've forgotten about yourself. You have perhaps taken on too much that you can actually get accomplished. And so that's why you're exhausted. That's why you're burnt out. And you just need to forgive yourself for, neglecting yourself. It happens as humans, especially with the Queen of Wands out there. This is someone, again, who is very much a go-getter and will not stop until everything is done. And so, yeah, just forgive yourself for, not feeling or not, giving yourself that grace, and just, act accordingly afterwards. And then we have simply love. Maybe this is like something to do with children, maybe because there's 3 children here, 2 toddler babies, and then the young boy. Maybe there could be in this pile number 2 in this collective, there could be like a father who's feeling like they're maybe not doing enough, and even like a mother as well. I'm getting parents feeling like they don't spend enough time with their children. Maybe things are tight, maybe things are crazy because you're trying to balance it all, the work, family, marriage, job, and try to still make time for yourself. So you could be feeling like you're falling short, but I get the sense of, not really being too caught up on that, and knowing that when you put forth the effort, that's best, that's enough to put forth the effort. As long as you're trying, as long as you're doing, that is okay. You don't have to like completely just, overdo, what I'm saying? But I know I don't have children, but I can imagine that when you have a child, you want to do everything you can for that child, no matter what, no matter how tired you are, no matter, how expensive it may be, whatever. When you have a child, that child is your main priority. And so I definitely agree with that, and I definitely understand it. But you don't want to stay in this Four of Swords energy, though. You know what I mean? You don't want to stay burnt out. Figure out a different approach to where you can, cover all your bases. Maybe if this is like a marriage of some sort, and you're all trying to figure it out, try to come up with a compromise, where everyone can sort of support and chip in and help, reach out to family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, that type of thing, and figure out who can step in and help when, can kind of step in and help when you can't, take it on. if you can, because I realize also that sometimes people don't have that kind of support, and so it can be kind of disheartening, you know, trying to figure things out. Okay, so that was the energy, or all the energy that I got from the cards. I actually ended up pulling an additional card to kind of clarify that. But what I'm going to do is pull your affirmation card here. I decided to bring these back. I'm going to redo these, as well as my other decks that I made, personal decks that I made on these, excuse me, note cards, to make it more aesthetically pleasing for myself. And so don't come for me for my handwriting, y'all. Okay, I feel like this wants to come out. All right, and then we have I love myself just the way that I am. Again, don't come for my handwriting, y'all. I'm gonna fix it. But yeah, it says I love myself just the way that I am. All right, so yes, tap into that self-love. It says soul forgiveness down that Kumu card, soul forgiveness, as well as simply love. And I just get the sense of, you know, knowing that, you know, your family, your friends, all the people who are in your life do know that you love them. Okay, and you're doing your best. You're doing the best that you can. But you can't help others unless you help yourself. So, you know, don't get too far gone to the point where, you know, you're going and going and going and you never take a break. You know, if you need help, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. I just had to learn that myself, especially with moving back home and, you know, calling on family to help me with certain things. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help, you know, or needing help, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. And I had to kind of check myself, and I spoke to an uncle, and he kind of helped me see that as well, you know, because I'm naturally just an independent person, but sometimes you need help. Sometimes you need to go home, come back home and call on your family, and, you know, they can support you. Nothing wrong with that. So if that's the case for some of you, I hope that you know, do reach out for, you know, extra support, extra help, whether it be financial, whether it be, and, you know, you need a place to stay, you and your baby, you know, you need to go back home, it didn't work out where you went, where you moved to, you know what I'm saying, go back home. There's nothing wrong with that. You didn't fail. You're not failing when it comes to parenting, when it comes to, you know, having you move somewhere else and that didn't work out, you got in a marriage that didn't work out, you got in a friendship that didn't work out, whatever the case scenario may be, you know what I mean, forgive yourself and focus on yourself, and, you know, realize and understand that you're okay. You're gonna be okay. All right, pile number 2. Yeah, love yourself the way you are, just the way that you are. You're fine just the way that you are. You're perfect just the way you are, you know. All right, so that was your message, pile number 2. I know I rambled on, but I wanted to get that out. It was meant to come out, because I think people can relate to, you know, what was said, because I really feel strongly pile number 2 was dealing with some maybe a little insecurity about, you know, their parenting. I feel, because I'm getting like a parent, a mother as well as a father, and this could even be like a married couple, feeling like they're not doing enough, like they don't spend enough time with their children, or their child, or their children, because there were 3 children in that card. And so, yeah, you're doing a good job, you know what I mean. And if you feel like you need to do better, or if you can improve, you can always do that, you know what I'm saying. But I feel like, you know, in order to do that, you have to take breaks, and you have to reach out for others to help, you know. You don't have to do things alone. Okay, so yeah, like the video, share the video, leave me a comment down in the comment section if this resonated for you, and how it resonated. If you feel comfortable sharing, subscribe to the channel. I will have more videos like these coming soon. Okay, All right, we're gonna move on to pile number 3. Okay, pile number 3. And I'm going to, make a little note of where I'm starting. It is hot in here. And I have the AC on. Well, it's, not going right now. Let's say 128 is when I'm starting. Or, I know what I mean. So, pile number 3. You got black obsidian here, black jasper. Well, I think this is black obsidian. And black obsidian, this is all about protection. This is all about grounding, purification, and transformation. I feel like with this 8/8 energy that we just had on Friday, as well as this full moon in Aquarius, pile number 3 is going through a major transformation. This is the pile that, yeah, I'm getting makeover. Some of you maybe your home is being remodeled. I'm hearing that, as well as a makeover, like getting hair done or changing your style up. Could even be like hair related, because I'm seeing like someone getting their hair, dyeing their hair a different color that they probably haven't worn before or normally wouldn't wear, and so you decided maybe to change it up. I'm hearing like changing up style, makeover, transformation. Some of you could be transitioning into like a different job. Also, yeah, I'm getting, some of you may have gotten a promotion recently, and it's a job that you apply for that you don't, that's not in your direct career field. Yeah, because I'm seeing like a bigger office, or maybe you were in a cubicle and now you're in an office, Also, my ear is itching, so that could be confirmation for some of you. I don't know, my ear just randomly started itching. Yeah, I'm gonna take a sip of my water, or not water, my tea here. Also hearing watch out. I don't know why. Watch out. Be mindful of like be mindful of like cords, tripping over. For some reason I'm feeling like somebody's tripping over a cord, tripping over something. So somebody's like, watch out. I know that's kind of random, but that's what I'm seeing in my mind and hearing. Okay. For a small number of you, this also could be just like, watch out for somebody. Not to, put fear or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. Just be mindful of, because I don't get anything like sinister or something that you like need to be, fearful of, like fearing for your life. I don't interpret that or intuit that at all. I just get that someone may be like petty or moving, like kind of shisty, you know what I mean? Something like that. And this could also be in the workplace. Maybe you got somebody like kind of jealous that you got this new promotion. I don't know. Or somebody just hating. It could just be somebody that's hating that don't even freaking know you, but they want to hate on you for some reason. So just be mindful of people gossiping, people trying to create drama for no freaking reason. Yeah, because I'm really getting more so that this person is just annoying. and they're not necessarily anything to worry about, but just be mindful, just be, you know, be careful. Also, and I had to take a drink of my tea just then, and I was gonna say, like, speak up, and it's funny, there's one of the oracle cards that has speak up down here, because I felt like throat chakra being blocked, and I didn't say that earlier, but I wanted to, but I just didn't. Yeah, some of you may need to speak up or stand up for yourself, especially if this is someone like in the workplace that's trying to like be petty towards you. They got some kind of problem with you, jealousy, or they're trying to like micromanage you even though they're not your freaking manager. I get that energy. I'm just looking over these cards and also just kind of seeing if I hear anything else or feel anything else. Yeah, I'm just getting watch out though. I heard that loud and clear in my mind. I don't feel like it's a, you know, like you have to, again, like you have to be fearful of somebody trying to do physical harm to you. It's just more so like, you know, be mindful of people who are gossipy, or one individual person who wants to try to cause you strife or cause you issues, like try to be like petty. I don't know if you and it's funny, it made me think of this, but there's a show I'm watching now, it's called Sisters. It's like the funniest show that I've seen, to me anyway. And also that kind of keeps me interested, is one of the like Tyler Perry shows by him, created by him. But it's like it's like the show that it just like kind of draw me in. But anyway, there's a character on there who's very like annoying and petty and does little like ish to some of the people that work at one of the characters works at a law firm, and he's just so freaking petty. Like, he's so annoying, and I'm getting the sense that this is the case, but it's kind of like a thing where, you know, you handle things accordingly, but you kind of just ignore the dude because, you know, it's more like it's a him problem and not a you problem, if that makes sense. It doesn't have anything to do with you and everything to do with his insecurity and, you know, just wanting to be a little troll, basically. So it could be a situation like that where maybe you have to deal with a coworker who, you know, thinks that they run everything, or that they should be running everything, or maybe they think, you know, they should have gotten that promotion and not you. I don't know why I'm getting that storyline, but that's what I'm hearing. But anyway, we're gonna get into these cards, this tarot at first, and I probably said it already when I started you all's pile, but these decks, or the cards that I'm using, it will be in the description box, y'all. Okay. I don't know, maybe I think I heard someone saying, what card are you using? So that's what I heard in my mind, so that's why I'm bringing it up, because I can hear someone saying in my mind, like, what cards is she using? I don't know. All right, so first things first, we have the Chariot here, and this is all about, you know, progression, forward movement, travel. Yeah, I feel like it's all about, like, you got a promotion, you know what I mean? Somewhere, it's like you're moving forward, you're on a journey. You even have like launching a journey down here, right? Right here. So this could even be, maybe some of you are getting ready to move. for a job. And maybe for those who haven't moved yet, you could be encountering a person that is very like petty at this new job that you have, and you kind of have to like set them straight, or get a higher up involved, so to get them to stop you bothering you, you know what I mean. So you even get like the figure in the card. She has this sort of like, it looks kind of like a sword almost, or like some kind of like pointy thing, and she's kind of like, I'm saying she, it looks like a she, but take it as it resonates, apply it where it needs to apply. It can be any type of energy. This is fluid energy here. It's kind of like they are ready for anything. They're ready for any and everything to pop off, and they're ready to defend themselves, basically. So that's what I get for this pile. And the air just cut back on, so if you hear it in the background, I'm pretty sure I did a sound check, so to make sure that you can still hear me even if the AC clicked on. I also get like maybe guard dogs, because that's the little animal things here, winged cats or whatever they're supposed to be. I forget what they're, sphinxes. That's what they look like. Yeah. But I'm hearing guard dog, like maybe you have guard dogs. I don't know. Or they act like you're guards. Because I'm seeing like those, for some reason, Great Danes are coming to mind. So some of you may have like a Great Dane or have two Great Danes. One could be like a light colored Great Dane, and the other one has a darker coat. Whenever I see white and black in cards, it's usually like a duality thing, like yin and yang. It's also funny, she has two of these half moons, crescents on her jacket there. So that could be significant. Maybe something will happen significant under a crescent moon. There's also in that Chariot card, as well as Ten of Wands, as well as 4 cards here. 4 wands. And this launching your journey card, there's a city background in all of them. So again, I really get the sense of this pile number 3 is like moving somewhere else, or they're moving, or maybe just you're changing jobs, like you're moving from one department to another. It could be as just simple as that. Or maybe you're working for a different company. Yeah, whatever the case may be, just watch out for any pettiness, any shisty characters or weird characters and even the ones that try to act like they are cool with you, but they hold like secret animosity towards you for whatever reason. Yeah, be mindful of them. Okay, and then we have the Ten of Wands here. And this is, to me, someone who's kind of burnt out or getting burnt out. This could be your energy right now. Maybe you kind of like hit the ground running going into this new job, or maybe you're kind of overwhelmed a little bit about the move, and kind of worried about what will transpire, how things will be, how the people will be, how the food will be, all those types of things. And you're kind of like holding on by a thread. I feel like, even though you're holding on to those wands there, but you're still, I feel like you're still ready for anything. Okay. And then we have the 4 wands here, and it's 2 figures actually in these cards. 4 wands here. And 4s, they're all about like stability and balance to me. I feel like this is energy that you'll get into when it's kind of like celebratory. Maybe you could be feeling a little bit better about your decision, because again, this is the city is kind of like in the background here in the Chariot card, and there as well as like kind of in this Ten of Wands, but in the Four of Wands you kind of see it more clearly, you know. And then there's two people. This could be like maybe you meeting a new friend in this new city that you're in, or whatever the case may be, and you know you're a lot happier as well. You've come out of that Ten of Wands energy, and now you're in the Four of Wands energy. All right, so let's look through the book here just to get some additional information, or not information, but additional messages. Sorry. All right, so we have the Chariot, and it says she rules everything around her. The Chariot rides in on a silver gleaming motorcycle, ready for battle. Like I said, you're ready for anything. You have that pointy thing, and you're it's kind of like in a fighter stance, like I'm ready, you know, come at me, bro. And it says she's got her leather armor to protect her. Her crown points towards the sky, and she's connected to nature, to her emotions, and to the stable ground beneath her. The Chariot has worked hard to balance everything in her life perfectly. Everything is in its right place and under her control. Victory might not be easy, but she'll win in the end. It's time to be a boss and get shit done, metaphorically or literally. Put on your most badass leather jacket and toughest boots and get ready to fight. Fight for yourself, don't give up. And I mentioned speaking up. My voice kind of cracked, or not cracked really, but I needed to take a sip of my tea because I was getting kind of choked up in a way. And my throat is already like kind of feeling funny as well, because I think I'm kind of coming down with a cold, or it could just be my allergies acting up for whatever reason. I don't know why I want to act up now. Why I want to make me feel funny now, but that always happens. So and where was I? Yeah, it's probably going to, don't let fight for yourself, don't give up, don't let anyone run you off the road. It's probably going to take a bit of force and mental energy, but you're confident, you're powerful, you're prepared for this. Victory is yours. But yeah, I really feel like, you know, speaking up for yourself, like speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to, you know, say what's on your mind, especially, you know, if it rubs certain people the wrong way, because I feel like no matter what, you'll find your tribe, right? You'll find the people that you're meant to connect with. People will love you just for who you are. And I think something kind of like that came out in pile number 2. It was the affirmation card. It was about loving yourself just the way that you are. And so maybe that's a message for you as well, or maybe, you know, there's some other additional messages that you can learn or hear from pile number 2. Okay, especially if you were drawn to pile number 2 as well, so definitely go check it out. All right, so we're going to 10 of Wands. If I can find it. There we go. Okay, so the 10 of Wands, this is you're overburdened. I mentioned that. Your back is hunched over in pain as you try to move. Excuse me. You're carrying something so large you can't even see what's right in front of you. Take a long, hard look at how you're spending your time and energy. You're not managing it well, and it's burning you out. Now may be the time to find support. So yeah, I just really feel like this is more so not that you are doing anything wrong per se, but I feel like this is more so you're overburdened with this big move that you're making, right? I feel like that you are pile number three. I want to say pile number two, but pile number threes are dealing with a major decision, a major move that they're making, and it can be causing you some anxiety and be overwhelming. And so you're kind of hunched over, like, can I do this? Can I, am I gonna make it? But with the Four of Wands, it says that you are going to be victorious. So yeah. All right, and we also had Four of Wands. Four of Wands, okay. All right, and it says with the Four of Wands, the garden is growing luxuriously, and these two have wandered away from their stress. Ten of Wands, you're going away from the stress, right? And planning to have a little fun. It might be a surprise, but you've got some good times on the horizon. Take a break from your hard work and put all your energy into treating yourself. Like, seriously, like, yeah. Definitely feel like pile number three should be, having a celebration, should be celebrating the fact that you did get that promotion, that you are moving to a new place, embracing this new change or this new new journey that you're about to go on. And connect with people, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to, again, speak up, if you want to make friends, especially if you're in a new city, at that, even if you're on vacation, you know what I mean? And, especially if you're like solo, traveling, yeah, connect with others, speak to others, as comfortable as you as long as you're comfortable, I'm not trying to, force anybody to do anything they don't want to do, but because I'm an introvert, so I already know, I already know how I am. But, it's okay to put yourself out there. And I'm learning that more and more and more. Reach out to, make friends with people. Don't be afraid to, not live out loud. Because the people that connect, like the people that you really vibe with you chill with, you will find those people. Like, you will eventually connect with those types of people that are of like mind. And even if you all's paths are different, very complete, very, very different, you still can make friends with people, and you all connect on a level, on some kind of level, and yeah, you go from there. Okay. All right, so that's all for the that's all for the tarot pile. Now we're on the oracle cards here. Okay, and then it says launching your journey. All right, and it says, I am an intrepid traveler, sailing forth into the universe. Yeah, I really feel like, again, this is a job that you've gotten for a lot of my pile number threes, or those who chose pile number three, I'm sorry. This could be a job where you could be traveling over internationally, going to a different country, and that's giving you that, with the Ten of Wands, that caused you some anxiety, some stress, or it could be just simply moving from one building to another building, moving from a different department to another department, and even just that transition alone can be cause for anxiety. And you want to put your best foot forward. You want to do well. You don't want to mess it up. And I feel like that also can go with the Ten of Wands. But I feel like, again, as long as you're putting forth the effort, I think I mentioned putting forth the effort in not only pile number two, but also pile number one. But it was more so like relationship wise. But this energy that I'm speaking about right now is more so career related. And so, yeah, you with the Ten of Wands, when I also see it, it's all about like feeling like a failure, feeling like, or at least being afraid to fail, or like feeling like you're gonna do something to trip yourself up, and it's like that's not really the case. It's like if you would see things, differently, have more faith in yourself, you would not be so afraid. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, just like with the launching the journey, there's suitcases there. There's different types of climate, or different types of countries, different types of places represented on here. And so I just really feel like, this could be a job where, not only are you moving forward, but you also could get to travel to different places with this job alone. You know what I mean? So it's like, not only are you moving to a different place, but you can also travel around different places with this job. It may require that, or this could be something that's coming in for you. So like if you're not in that energy where you did get a promotion, that could be something that's coming up for you pretty soon, pile number 3. And you may have to make a decision where you have to decide if you want to leave or not, if you want to accept the position or not, especially because it's going to require of you relocating as well as traveling. And you may not feel like you're ready for that. You may not really want to be away from home, away from family, friends that you know, and everything that you are used to. So yeah, it could be kind of an odd feeling for you. Okay, so now we have Mamie Kumba Bank. I always get kind of stuck on this one, but it's speak up, like I said. Yeah, don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to check that hating energy that I was feeling earlier. If you encounter that or have encountered that. I also, this is kind of like my gossip card, I feel, because there's so many like hands back here in the background. I don't know if you can really, I think you can kind of see it, but yeah, they're like hands, all these different hands. People trying to have all their hands in the, in the mix, even though it's not ears, it's hands. But when a person like has their hands in certain things, I just get the sense of like a lot of people gossiping because they don't have anything better to do. They're doing more gossiping than they are doing their job. Or this could be like one person causing havoc in a workplace. And kind of like the show that I referenced was the Sisters, and this particular character on there who's such an ass. He's so annoying. I can't stand him. But I hope he gets his just due pretty soon. And that could be what happens, what comes to light, like the stuff that this hating energy that I was feeling or sensing in pile number 3, that person probably will be getting their just due, right? Okay, and then the last oracle card here we have is detach. So yeah, I think the only thing that I feel as far as like detaching is concerned is just release your need to want, or your feeling of wanting to control things or control a situation. People are going to be who they are. People are going to do what they want to do. Detach from your idea of how things should be. Because I know with so much fire energy out here, the 10 of Wands, 4 of Wands, fire signs and fire energy can be very demanding, very in your face, very like controlling, want to control the situation, want to act without thinking. They act on impulse in a way, and sometimes they want to, it's like flying by the seat of your pants in a way. Directness as well, bluntness, and it could be a need to just be like detached, relax, that rhymed, and just be mellow, go with the flow, don't put too much thought, even though you should think about, things before you react, but also just go with the flow too. Think about it, don't put too much pressure on it, but also move with ease, move with grace. You know what I mean? And that's what I get the sense of this detached. Not necessarily like you just mentally check out from everything, but more so you don't put unrealistic expectations on things, or try to figure out how things are going to be, especially if you're moving to a different country, or moving to a different city, or just, moving to a different house or neighborhood, if it's local. Don't put too much thought in trying to sort of like, trying to see the future, basically. It's like you're trying to put a future on that you can't even get to because you're in the present. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We can interpret, we can, project, but just because we can do all those things, that doesn't mean that is going to be something that actually happens. You know what I mean? With these readings, they're more so to confirm, they're more so to intuit what could happen or what the possibilities are. This is not necessarily fortune telling, if that makes sense. This is more so trying to confirm and inspire and encourage, to help you get to the future that you want. You know what I mean? Even though it may not look exactly the way that you want it to look, you know what I mean? But you can put forth the effort. You can embrace the changes and go with it, with an open mind and an open heart and an open arms, and embrace it and let it come in and flow to you. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for pile number 3 as far as the tarot and the oracle cards here. I am pretty sure that I went through the book. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went through the book. I had to think there. I had to think for a minute there. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, if I'm remembering wrong, just forgive me. But I feel like I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I looked at. Y'all, it's Mercury retrograde too, so just bear with us. Bear with me on that, because I'm pretty sure I went through the book and read through these cards. So yeah, I remember now. Yeah, for a minute there, I totally forgot. Or couldn't remember, rather. Alright. Like I said in the previous readings before this one, before pile number 3, I decided to bring back out the affirmation cards that I wrote for, personal use, but I, occasionally will put them in my readings, only because I just love what I've written down, you know what I mean? And I wanted to share it, in my readings with others, just in case they need a positive word, positive reinforcements, just something to get through their day or get through their hour, whenever this video finds you. So yeah. Excuse me, don't come for my handwriting. I'm going to redo these cards and make it more aesthetically pleasing and easier to read, even though it might be backwards on the camera. But, always read it to you guys so that you know exactly what I'm saying and what it looks like and all that jazz. And I'm very chatty today, or tonight rather, so just don't mind me, y'all. Again, I'm blaming the energies that are going on currently. Okay? All right. So it says, I love all of me to the best of my ability. A lot of these all three of these affirmations that again, it is, I love all of me to the best of my ability. All of these affirmation messages, all from pile 1 to now pile 3, have all been about the self and loving on oneself, being, mindful of how you're taking care of yourself, stepping up your game if you need to take care of yourself, self-love, self-care, that type of thing. So for the 8/8 energy, as well as full moon Aquarius, I really feel like as a collective it's very imperative that we're focused on ourselves right now, and I'm including myself in this because I am a part of the collective, even though I am reading for you all. It's very important that we are focused on self and focused on bettering ourselves, focusing on our goals, figuring out what it is we want to accomplish by the end of this year, and just going with that. So if this is where this ends, well, this is where it ends because this is the last pile. But thank you so much for sticking with me through the end. If you did, if this reading, pile number 3, resonated with you, definitely leave me a comment down in the comment section and just let me know how it resonated, if you feel comfortable doing so. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna have more videos like this coming soon. Yeah, and I really enjoyed these readings. Very, very good cards that came out. Very good messages as well. And now it has me wanting to do my own cards, my own pile for myself, which I probably will do because I do read for myself. But sometimes I will allow others to read for me, just to give a different perspective from what I may not be seeing. But I'm not one of those readers or people who think it's not a good idea to read for yourself. I feel like we can, one of my other favorite tarot readers says tarot responsibly. I want to say it's Libra vibes. I think I could be remembering that wrong, and if I am wrong, I will definitely correct that once I come across their page again. I believe it's either Sacred Libra or Libra vibes or something like that. But she's also a Libra as well and reads for Libras, which coming soon I am going to be doing more Libra focused readings, as well as tarot. I'm going to read for Tauruses, Libras, and Cancers. Those are my placements, so I feel a connection to read for those placements. But I also will be doing more videos for when I do like all sign readings or the elements, reading for the elements every month. Whichever gets the most views, that's who I will read for. Okay, so more things coming down the pipeline for this channel. I want to take it far. I want to reach more people, and I want to help more people, especially when it comes to like encouraging and inspiring and tapping into the things that you already know on an individual level. You know what I mean? So yeah, I rambled on enough. I'm going to end the video here for real. Thank you all for tuning in. For those who watch, who take time to give me a like, give me a share, who leave a comment. I haven't seen any comments yet, but I'm gonna keep saying it. If you feel, even if it's just to say, hey, I enjoyed the reading, or even if you didn't enjoy the reading, whatever. If I'm not for you, definitely go check out other readers, who maybe you fit with. Totally fine. But if you watch towards to the end, you can definitely give a like. Whichever you prefer. Okay. But yeah, I've rambled on enough. Like I said, gonna end the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back soon. The readings will be a lot more consistent now that I'm getting settled into where I'm at now. My things are coming out of boxes as well. So yeah. We're making it over here. We're making it. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, and again, I will see you next time. Have a good night or day or whenever you are reading this. Have a good time. Bye.